Big time stakes for big time programs are on tap here on the Max Preps Top 10 High School Football Games of the Week. I am Chris Stonebreaker, and we begin with the National Game of the Week. We go out to the West Coast, where number 11 Bellevue of Washington will put not one but two monumental streaks on the line when it plays Eastside Catholic for the Class 3A championship. Among 11-man teams, Bellevue currently leads the nation with both 67 consecutive wins and 6 state championships in a row. Meanwhile, in Texas, there are 3 huge state quarterfinal games involving teams in the latest Max Preps Excellent 25 rankings. Number 2, Allen could bolster its national title hopes with a win over number 25 Euless Trinity. Allen is 13-0 and notched its Texas best 40th consecutive win with a 69-54 triumph over Martin last week. Number 10, Manville will face a major test against Katy that started the year nationally ranked but have bounced back in a big way from an early upset loss to the Woodlands. The Tigers have won 10 in a row with an average score of 58-7. And the last of the 3 huge Texas matchups has Southlake Carroll having to overcome preseason number 1 ranked Cedar Hill in order to advance to the state semifinals for the 6th time in the last 15 seasons. Carroll has taken 2 of 3 games between these teams since 2008, all of which have come in the state playoffs. The most recent meeting was a 40-7 Carroll second round win in 2011. The biggest game in California this week will be one to watch if you love high-scoring affairs. Number 5 St. John Bosco takes on number 22 Corona Centennial. This is a rematch of St. John Bosco's 70-49 victory against Centennial in last year's Southern California Open Division Championship. This will be the 7th time in the last 8 seasons that Centennial is playing in a CIF Southern Section Championship game. Sticking with the big 3 states for high school football and going to Florida, where number 16 Miami Central takes on number 12 Mainland. This is the 3rd state semifinal round matchup between these teams in the last 5 seasons. Central beat Mainland last year en route to its 2nd consecutive Class 6A title. Central also defeated Mainland in 2011, but that result was later changed to a forfeit loss. Now, I know I said the big 3 states, and I know Ohio is upset, so let's get to their big game. Number 23, St. Edward versus Huber Heights Wayne. Wayne could capture its first ever state football championship with an upset over number 23 St. Edward in Saturday's Division I final. This is a rematch of the 2010 Division I state championship. St. Edward won that game 35-28 to capture its only state football title in school history. Are you from Tennessee? Because you are the only 10 I see. Now, okay, that was my attempt at a segue, and you guessed it, we head out to Tennessee for the championship game in Tennessee's largest classification, which matches 2 14-0 teams. Maryville, the number 24 team in this week's Excellent 25, is playing for a state title in a remarkable 11th consecutive season against Ravenwood, which opened its doors in 2002 and won its only title in 2005. Saturday's Division I Super Bowl game at Gillette Stadium is a rematch of the Xavier Brothers' 21-14 win over Everett on September 13th. The Hawks, 11-0, have continued to soar unbeaten throughout the season and are now just 1 win away from their first state championship since 2009. This is only the 2nd season which Massachusetts is crowning true state champions in football. Prior to 2013, separate championship games were held for Central, Eastern, and Western Massachusetts. And I saved the best for last, or at least I am sure that is what number 21 St. Peter's Prep alum Steven Spiewak must think, as his alma mater takes on number 13 Paramus Catholic in New Jersey's rugged non-public Group 4 championship game Friday night at MetLife Stadium. Paramus Catholic hopes to win its 3rd straight state crown, but will have to beat the likes of Marauders quarterback and Notre Dame recruit Brandon Wimbush, who threw for 424 yards and 4 TDs last week against Bergen Catholic. Thank you for joining me once again right here for the Max Preps High School Top 10 Games of the Week. I am Chris Stonebreaker, and as always, I like to remind you guys to keep on clicking on to MaxPreps.com, America's source for high school sports.